Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here once again to study the lesson with you this week. I will be sharing lesson 11 that has the title The Exalted Humble. My name is Lázaro Tenorio. For those that don't know me, I'm speaking to you from Abbotsford, BC, Canada. The key text for our lesson this week is from Proverbs 13:15, last part. The way of transgressors is hard. Those who, by pointing to the example of David, try to lessen the guilt of their own sins, should learn from the Bible record that the way of transgression is hard. The first topic for this week, Sunday, at ease in the Broadway. Question A. Trace the course which led David to go astray. We are going to read from 2 Samuel chapter 11 verse 1 through 4. And it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. And it came to pass in an evening that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, Is not this Bathsheba the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers and took her, and she came unto him, and he laid with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. So we can see here that David sent his army to war, and he stayed at Jerusalem. He was one evening walking, and he saw this lady, and he sent his messengers to bring her to his house. And at this time, David, he had conquered many victories. As we can read here from the text, the second paragraph says that David was surrounded by the fruits of victory and the honors of his wise and able rule. David began to trust in his own wisdom and might. So he was not very connected with God at this moment. It says here that while he was at ease and unguarded, that the tempter seized the opportunity to occupy his mind. So his mind was not very busy, and Satan found him unguarded and found something that was not good to occupy his mind, and he fell for that. How are we warned against this sin? The verse from Hebrews chapter, let's read here, Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4 says, Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. So we need to learn here. The warning here is for us to remember that marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, and God will judge the adulterers. And we need to remember always to find good things to keep our minds busy, and so the enemy will not find place, because he is looking for an opportunity to bring something to tempt us if we don't keep our minds busy. So I would like to challenge you this week to memorize the verse from Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. If you don't know yet by memory, I would like to challenge you, and I will be trying to memorize. I memorized already, but with the time I forgot. So I will refresh this in my mind this week too. So let's read Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. So let's always keep our minds busy with things that are just, true, lovely, of good report, and this will help us to be target of temptations. May the Lord bless you today. Have a nice day, and tomorrow we will continue our studies. God bless you.